Hello, kings and queens, and welcome back to Real Talk No Shade with your host, Haley Angel. This is the podcast where we tell the truth and nothing but the whole truth. And for today's episode, I want to get into a more serious topic because we deserve it. And honestly, I had this at 3 a.m. So you already know this is a serious kind of question. And the question is, why do those who suffer more in life tend to be happier? And since I don't know what the true answer is, this is how I answered this question or explained it to my friend. So let's get into it. So, like I said, I don't really know the answer to this question, but this is how I answered it. The first thing that comes to mind is pain is inevitable. Everyone or thing must suffer, but there is one major aspect of humanity, and that is greed. We all have to face greed, unless you have a great amount of discipline and you are not easily swayed by technology. But with today's technology, we are constantly comparing ourselves to someone else, or we're seeing ads, advertisements saying you will never be complete if you don't have this one thing, whether it's the body, whether it's a potion, a burger, anything. Like, we will never be complete if we have this one thing. And this is what media technology is always giving to us. So that's why I'm saying greed is a really major aspect when it comes to our happiness. But there's even more, and that's when I dove into research because I knew there was something even closer. And that's when I realized there are three major criterias for humanity, and that is number 1, safety; number 2, satisfaction; number 3, connection. When we have all three criteria met, that means we have safety. We're safe. We feel safe. We have satisfaction. That means we have enough satisfaction, fulfillment within our natural environment. And connectedness. We have a sense of connectedness or connection with our friends, our family, our traditions, our culture, and our spirituality all together. We have a sense of connection, a sense of fulfillment, and a sense of safety. Do we really feel complete? Researchers stating that once we have all these criteria met, we won't seek more. We won't feel the greed. We won't seek any other type of fulfillment because we are already fulfilled with those three things being met. But sometimes I believe if that's true, but I don't know. I guess if you hear what my answer, I kind of contradict myself, but this is what I really believe. I believe that we will still seek more. Referring back to one of my episodes about achieving goals and accomplishing them, we will always seek a goal that we will want to reach, something that we can always chase. We have a vision that we want to be on top of, and that kind of goes with it. Because referring back to my accomplishing goal episode, I always said that we're gonna want to reach a goal, and once we reach a goal, we have a sense of happiness because we have achieved that. We have been through the obstacles of achieving this goal or that goal. So for this example, I want to compare a sick child to a regular teen. This sick child has been struggling with major health issues, and his only thing is that he has all these three criteria and he's just struggling through life. He has this mental health issue. He has this health issue that he's trying to conquer, and so far he's been doing okay. The teenager, he has no issues at all. Actually, he's more healthier and just has an average life. He goes to school and does these normal teen activities. But the other child, he doesn't go to school. He's in the hospital constantly and just going through these struggles. But yet, while the teenager has a normal life, he seems more down, he seems more depressed, he seems more sad. And the child who is in the hospital constantly fighting for his life or whatever the situation may be, he has a smile on his face. So I want to really compare these two and say the child who's fighting death constantly is more happier than the teen who has a regular life. And why is this? This is the real major question. Why do those suffer more? Why do those that suffer more tend to be happier? That makes no sense. He's struggling, yet he's smiling. Then look at how I viewed that episode. I'm saying if you're completing challenges, completing goals, you're happier in life. That child is struggling to fight, yet he is still living. And that's a goal in itself. That's a completion. That is establishing something that you wanted. You're doing something and you're working for it and you're getting that victory no matter how hard the process may be. And if you look at it, he's accomplishing a goal. While the teen, he does nothing. He's not faced with any challenges. He's not satisfied with truly anything. He hasn't accomplished anything that he can be honestly happy with. But then I realized that if you listen to my podcast, because wasn't really scripted, this was just something that clicked with me when I was going over it. And I was like, greed. That's the thing. The sick child, he is no longer seeking more because he has reached that fulfillment of completing that goal, of living longer, of trying to get through whatever obstacles that he may have dealt with. And the teen, he hasn't found nothing. So he's still seeking for that goal. He's still seeking for that sense of fulfillment, which is one of the three criteria I talked about. So like, if you really think about it, one is completely ill, one is completely hospitalized, while one is walking around free, but one has a sense of satisfaction, fulfillment, and the other one doesn't. So if you say he's still seeking, that is another word for greed. Seeking more, desiring more, that's greed. So when I said, wow, that really clicked with me. The one is greedy and one is not. So the true problem of why one is smiling while the other one is not is greed. And this is why I made this little quote, because it really spoke to me and it made me realize even more, which I found it after I realized the answer was greed, but it really goes with what I was saying. So I'm gonna read it to you. Greed is a bottomless pit which exhausts the person in an endless effort to satisfy the need without ever reaching satisfaction. This quote right here literally tells you what I've been saying, but in a more simpler form. And honestly, one is seeking greed, one is seeking more, and the other one is done seeking. He's satisfied. He has all three criteria met, while the other one is not. So if you can say that kind of contradicts with my thing saying we may seek more, but life is always constantly repeating itself. As they say, life is a cycle. Therefore, even if you have all three met, you're always going to end up having to repeat something to get another one met. So at the end of the day, you will always seek more. That's what I'm saying. Is it really contradicting itself? But I don't know. Let me know what you think, because this is really a serious topic. And it's wow, you would never really think about this unless you really dove into it. So yeah, like I said, listen to my podcast so you can actually get a deeper just audio feel to it, and you can just listen to what I'm trying to say. And you don't have to worry about the lights in the background. It's just me talking and you listening, I guess. And you can honestly piece the clues together to see what you really think. This is Real Talk, No Shade, and I only speak to the kings and queens of the world. The question is, why do those that suffer more tend to be happier in life? Let me know what you think. Comment below. This is Real Talk, No Shade, and we have been honest. Keep your head up, kings and queens, and let's get into the next episode.